So, 2 words real quick. 2 words. Spring break. What memories do they bring back, huh? Hey man, a lot of people got a lot of spring break memories. Some they're not too fond of. Some that they did some wild and crazy things. But it happens, man. You live life, you know. You did it. It's in the past. You know, you can't be judged for it, but it's funny because those memories will forever be there, bro. It just takes certain words to trigger those memories to bring them to the forefront. And you'd be like, whew. Anybody know what I did on spring break when I was in college? Sheesh. Some of y'all are in college and just did some things on spring break this year where you're like, whew. Yeah, I was a little bit wild. But hey, like my pops always tell me, man, you only on this stage once. Live it up. Live it to the fullest, bro. I'm a huge component of you living your life to the fullest. You hear me? Live it to the fullest, man. Live it up. So today's video, shout outs to the channel They Will Kill You. I don't even know how we could get hit with so many different things on YouTube, you know, with community guidelines, and they got a channel called They Will Kill You. It's funny to me. I like it though. You know what I mean? But today's video is when spring break goes wrong. Now, I automatically, when I hear that title, I start thinking about drinking. Man, the amounts of alcohol that is consumed during spring break. Bro, I don't even think most people drink water. Like, you know you need to hydrate yourself after all that drinking, man. It's probably people wake up hungover and just start back drinking. That's what happens a lot of times. I know that's what I was doing. But anyway, we're gonna check this video out. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Join the fam. Once you do that, moment of silence for the haters. That's enough. Now run the likes up. Make sure y'all leave a like and a comment. Let's go.
Denise Flume. Number 12, Denise Flume. During spring break.
Ooh, good gracious, the corona. Nah, but bro, this is how packed it be out there, man. Everybody's trying to have a good time, flooding the beaches, having fun, partying, drinking, experience. Man, it's just everything, bro. Y'all taking me back.
High school student Denise Flume joined a bonfire party. She returned home safely later that night, but had misplaced her purse. Flume decided it was best to search for it the following morning. On Good Friday 1986, Flume got into her Buick Regal and drove away, never to be seen again. She was expected to return soon after with her missing purse, so her parents grew concerned. Her car was discovered in a rural farm nearby, and an investigation was launched. No evidence of her whereabouts was found in the area. As there was no corpse to indicate Flume had been murdered, the police suspected she'd been kidnapped. In 2020, a suspect was arrested regarding this cold case. Sean McClung used to date Flume and was charged with voluntary manslaughter. He died only 3 months after confessing to murdering his ex-girlfriend. Number 11.
See, and that's another thing we don't be thinking about. The evil that lurks around during these events, man. People plotting, people know it's gonna be people that's out there drunk, inebriated, not gonna be able to really be focused and paying attention on what's going on in their surroundings because they're focused on what's right in front of them. Alcohol, women, men, drunk, all that type of stuff is going on in front of them. So the party is where it's at. That's what they're focused on. So people know that, and that's how they start to plot on you and try to, you know what I mean? Rob you or whatever, kidnap, murder.
Molly Ammon. Molly Ammon was a freshman at the University of Florida when she decided to head out with a few other college students to Madeira Beach for spring break. Her friends claimed she'd been drinking beer and liquor during a party. Ammon was so drunk that she had trouble walking, so her friends decided to take her to bed so that she could sleep it off. However, the following morning, she failed to wake up. When the others checked on her, they discovered she was unresponsive. Ammon's autopsy showed a blood alcohol concentration of over Point 40, which is 5 times the legal limit for impairment in the state. She was just 19 when she passed away due to alcohol poisoning. After her death...
What? Yo, how do you good? Well, I can't say how do you consume, because I'm pretty sure at the height of some of my drunkenness and some of other people's drunkenness, we probably was up there too. Good God, bro. Sheesh.
Over.
She was like, without being disrespectful, bro, she knew how to party. You know what I'm saying? Goodness.
Point 40, which is 5 times the legal limit for impairment in the state. She was just 19 when she passed away due to alcohol poisoning. After her death, several public information campaigns were broadcast. It was meant to reassure spring breakers that they could call 911 without fear of disciplinary actions if they had a friend in need of help. Number 10, use Wang. 24-year-old Michigan State University student Use Wang took a trip to Puerto Rico during spring break. He went hiking with a woman at a popular tourist attraction. When they stumbled upon a waterfall, Wang jumped into the water alone. He failed to resurface and witnesses called for help. Though first responders arrived, soon after there was nothing they could do to rescue Wang. His body was recovered and an investigation began to shed some light on the factors behind his death. The autopsy determined the student had drowned. He never attempted to swim back to shore, and it's been speculated that alcohol might have played a role in the incident. Number 9, Brittany.
That's one thing, bro. When it came to alcohol and water, nah, I ain't playing around like that. No, I'm not getting in the water. Now, shallow end, pop you a couple, have your few cups, drinks made, sit in the shallow end, just chilling. Okay, cool. But thinking I'm about to get out there and tackle the deep end or go out in the ocean and nah, no way, fam. No.
Drexel. Brittany Drexel sneaked out of her house in 2009 when she was only 17 years old. She traveled for spring break to Myrtle Beach in South Carolina without telling her mother about it. While staying there, she decided to take a walk on her own and go visit a friend at another hotel. Drexel had texted her boyfriend to let him know where she was going. That was the last time anyone heard from her. The teenager's boyfriend called the friend she traveled with. No one knew where she was, and they grew increasingly concerned as time went on and she didn't contact anyone. In the end, they reported her missing. Though the police investigated her disappearance, no breakthrough was made until 2016. An inmate accused another man of abducting and murdering Drexel. In the aftermath of this occurrence, the authorities considered the cold case a homicide, though no arrests have been made up to 2020. Number 8, Mark Fike. A strange murder took place during spring break 1996 at Daytona Beach. At the time, Mark Fike was just 18 years old. He'd called his mother from a local payphone to let her know how things were going. That was when 17-year-old John Rainey approached him from behind. The teenager pulled out a gun and threatened his victim. Rainey had just escaped from juvenile detention and demanded Fike give him his wallet. His mother heard a commotion in the background, and Fike hung up after telling her he had to go. He refused to hand over his money, which caused an enraged Rainey to shoot him in the head. Fike's best friend rushed to his side and tried to stop the bleeding, but there was nothing.
Bro, have this conversation with your kids. I'm going up there to have this conversation again, fam. It ain't worth it, bro. Hand it over. Can't replace you. We could try to replace that money. We can't replace it. Hand it over, fam. What you got in there? You know what I mean? College kid, 18 years old. What could you possibly have in there? And then that poses the question of why you carrying that much money. Like, it's a conversation within a conversation within a conversation you can have right there, bro. Don't carry a lot of money on you. If they pull up and they pull up and pull out is how we would say it. If they pull up and pull out, then give it to them. Give it to them, bro. You know what I'm saying? Stop fighting over these possessions and stuff. No, it's not worth your life, fam.
Nothing that could be done. By the time the police arrived, Fike was already dead. John Rainey was apprehended soon after along with 2 accomplices. As of 2020, he's still serving a life sentence in prison. Good. Number 7, Jordan Britton. While on a spring break trip to South Padre Island in Texas, Jordan Britton suffered a fatal accident. He had separated from the friends he was vacationing with and witnesses reported seeing him wandering around looking disoriented. His corpse was discovered partially submerged in the wetlands close to the resort he'd been staying at. The autopsy revealed he had died from a combination of immersion hypothermia and drowning. The doctors also mentioned Britton suffered from acute drug intoxication at the time of his death. Investigators searched the victim's car for further clues that might have explained the incident, and they found designer ecstasy pills. Number 6. Ahmed AlTayeb. Ahmed AlTayeb went on a spring break trip to Cancun as a way of taking some time off from his studying. According to witnesses, after a night of drinking and doing drugs, he got into a heated argument with his girlfriend. Guests at the hotel told the police they saw him pacing down the hallway while his girlfriend tried to get him to sit down and rest. Later that night, he suffered an accident when he fell down one of the hotel's balconies. He didn't survive the fall. Though the exact reason he plummeted to his death remains under investigation, his intoxication might have influenced the night's terrible outcome.
Y'all think she pushed him? Huh? I mean, we gotta look at this thing from all angles. Y'all think she pushed him? I don't think so. I think it was the intoxication. And you know what I mean? Sound like she was concerned trying to get him to sit down. But hope not.
Number 5. Meg Mora. 21-year-old Meg Mora was traveling down a Mississippi highway when she parked at a rest stop. The New Orleans student was on spring break, and she was meant to be graduating less than 3 months later. Accompanied by her friends, Mora walked down the parking lot when a tractor trailer drove by. In a freak occurrence, the vehicle lost a set of dual tires, weighing up to 500 pounds. They struck Mora straight on, killing her instantly. The police investigated the accident, but it was determined the tractor trailer's driver wasn't suspected of any wrongdoing. He stopped immediately after the tires rolled off. Mora's mother told the media she wanted to have someone to blame, but she understood it had been an unusual accident and no one had acted.
Yeah, man, that's just unfortunate, bro. That's just one of them things where people will look at you and be like, I mean, at this point, you just say it was her time. You know what I'm saying? Like, and even that still feels weird and wrong to say, but like the mom said, I mean, I wanted to have a reason to have an issue or be pissed off or go at the driver, but it just was a freak accident, bro. And I drove trucks. So I'm telling y'all, man, that's some of the scariest stuff. And most truck drivers, they're not changing their own tires. Now, don't get me wrong. You have to do a daily pre-trip where you check and make sure, you know, everything is tight, secure, and right. But who's to say throughout the ride that something doesn't come loose, wiggle loose, and a tire? Now, I've been in an experience where the tires have blown out. And, bro, trust me when I tell you, it sounds like a cannon letting off. Scare you inside the truck. You don't know what just happened. You know what I mean? So, dang, that sucks, bro. Tires are huge and heavy.
Acted recklessly. Number 4. Tyler Douglas Gilmore. Tyler Douglas Gilmore was partying with a group of friends at Panama City Beach during spring break. He'd been drinking heavily and was intoxicated when he was last seen. Late that night, he wandered off, but his friends were too distracted to notice him missing. The 20-year-old ended up in a parking garage, though what had led him there remained a mystery. He suffered a fall and died as a result of his injuries. It would take several hours before a passerby noticed him lying on the ground. When the police arrived, Gilmore had been dead for at least 120 minutes. Authorities didn't report what height the student had fallen from. His death was considered an accident and no foul play was suspected.
Is it starting to set in for some of y'all how those drunken nights, spring break nights, could have been so tragic for some of us who got way more wild than we thought we would?
3. Andrew Dorogi. College football player Andrew Dorogi traveled to Mexico City with his Amherst College friends during spring break in 2018. On March the 15th, his body was discovered at a train station. A police officer was called to the scene to investigate the report of a person wandering into an unauthorized area. Once there, he noticed the body spread on the tracks. He contacted workers in order to have the power cut off and called an ambulance that arrived soon after. Dorogi was already dead and it was determined he'd been electrocuted. Suicide was ruled out, and the possibility of foul play was investigated. No further information has been released about the case up to the recording of this video. Today's topic was requested by Yeah Right. If you have any other topics you'd like to learn about, subscribe and let us know in the 21-year-old Texas student Braden Coverdale was spending spring break in Orange Beach, Alabama, along with his college friends. Though little has been disclosed about the incident, Coverdale was drinking heavily during a party when he collapsed at the beach. First responders arrived at the scene and discovered the young man was unresponsive. He was rushed to the ER. Unfortunately, there was nothing doctors could do to save Coverdale's life. He was declared dead upon arriving at the hospital. It was speculated he'd passed away due to alcohol poisoning. Coverdale's family has since started a scholarship in his name.
See, that's why I said it could have been, especially alcohol poisoning. That could have been any one of us. Because it was a challenge to see how much drinking you can do. And like, seriously, it was a challenge to see how much. So, yeah.
Number 1. Mark Kilroy. Mark Kilroy became a victim of the infamous Palo Mayombe cult, led by serial killer Adolfo Constanzo, while on spring break in Matamoros, Mexico. While out partying, he got separated from his friends. They looked for him for hours and ended up assuming he'd hooked up with someone and would return in the morning. When they woke up, though, there was still no sign of Kilroy. The young American student had been kidnapped by 2 men posing as policemen, Serafin Hernandez and Malio Ponce Torres. Both were members of Constanzo's narco cult and were searching for a victim to sacrifice. All through that night, Kilroy was tortured until the cult leader decided to kill him by cutting off Kilroy's head. Part of his body, including his brain and spine, were added to a cauldron known as Nganga. This ritual was supposed to grant magical powers, such as protection from police interference, to the participants of the human sacrifice. Eventually,
Y'all still think the crazies don't exist? These fools out here sacrificing people, cults and different things like that. Sacrificing people. Y'all still think these crazy people don't exist? Telling you, man, I'm finding myself staying more and more inside the home, bro. I'm telling you, I'm chilling. I'm good. I got everything I need in here. And plus the crazies ain't it. Well, I don't know. I got some kids wondering about queens sometimes of the week, bro. Now, let me stop playing. But seriously, you know what I'm saying? They're out there. Chill, find you something to do at home. Chill.
Cult members were apprehended due to an unrelated case, believing themselves to be protected by the Nganga's dark powers. They confessed to the murder of Kilroy. They reportedly thought that they'd miraculously suffer no repercussions. Alongside his corpse, 15 other mutilated bodies were exhumed. 14 members of the cult were charged with a myriad of crimes, including murder and drug trafficking. Constanzo fled to Mexico City with a handful of his followers. Following a standoff with the police, Constanzo commanded one of his followers to shoot him and his male lover. They both died, and thus, the cult leader never answered for his horrendous crimes. Thanks for watching. Be sure to click on one of the links on your screen for more.
Sheesh. Man, put a damper on spring break, don't it? Somebody should have showed me this video if this video would have been available. And I'd have been super cautious, man. I'm telling y'all, man, alcohol poisoning, bro. A lot of us don't even think about it. It can sneak up on you quick, man. You're out there beating your chest, thinking you can outdrink. I'm the world's worst, so don't think I'm just preaching it out to everybody else but myself. I am that way, trust me. Come on, man. Sometimes I'll be looking at myself like I'm the red cup god. I even have to chill out, bro. I gotta chill. You know what I'm saying? So seeing this kind of does good for me, kind of put things into perspective. So y'all be safe, man. Drink responsibly. Not saying don't go have fun on spring break, but just be careful, be mindful, man, and you can still have a good time, all right? It's your boy L. Y'all get at me in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think, and stick around and stay tuned until the next reaction. I'm gone. Peace.